Christmas. Just the mention of it conjures up a swirl of emotions, memories, and traditions. But have you ever wondered how this beloved holiday came to be? Why do we deck the halls, exchange gifts, or gather around glittering trees? What if I told you that the history of Christmas is more surprising and complex than you'd ever imagine? Stay with me. This is a story of ancient rituals, epic transformations, and a celebration that almost didn't survive. Part 1. The Origins of Christmas. To understand Christmas, we must travel back, not 200 years or even 2,000 years, but to the heart of ancient pagan traditions. Did you know that many of the elements we associate with Christmas today actually predate Christianity? Wait, what? You mean Santa wasn't around in ancient Rome? That's right. Hold on to your eggnog, because here's where it gets fascinating. The Romans celebrated Saturnalia, a mid-December festival honoring Saturn, the god of agriculture. For days, society turned upside down. Slaves and masters switched roles, gifts were exchanged, and feasting was everywhere. Sound familiar? Saturnalia set the stage for many of the traditions we hold dear today. But how did this pagan party evolve into a Christian holiday? To answer that, we need to look at one of history's boldest rebrandings. Part 2. The Birth of Christ and Early Christianity. For Christians, Christmas celebrates the birth of Jesus Christ. However, early Christians didn't even commemorate his birth. Surprised? In fact, Easter was the primary focus of worship. But as Christianity spread through the Roman Empire, church leaders saw an opportunity. Here's a question. How do you convince a population deeply attached to their pagan festivals to embrace a new faith? You don't abolish their traditions, you transform them. In the 4th century, Pope Julius I designated December 25th as the official date to celebrate Christ's birth. Why this date? Scholars believe it coincided with Sol Invictus, the pagan celebration of the unconquered sun. It was a symbolic choice, connecting Jesus, the light of the world, to the return of longer days after the winter solstice. But just how universal did this celebration become? Let's jump ahead to medieval Europe, where Christmas nearly disappeared altogether. Part 3. Christmas in the Middle Ages. By the Middle Ages, Christmas had become a rowdy, carnival-like holiday. Think of it as Mardi Gras meets New Year's Eve. Peasants would demand food and drink from the wealthy, threatening mischief if refused. It was less silent night and more chaotic revelry. Kinda makes your rowdy office Christmas party seem tame, doesn't it? But by the 17th century, the Puritans were not amused. Viewing Christmas as unholy and excessive, they banned it entirely in parts of England and the American colonies. For nearly 2 decades, celebrating Christmas could get you fined. So how did Christmas go from outlawed to beloved again? Enter the Victorians. Part 4. The Victorian Revival of Christmas. If there's one era that saved Christmas, it was the Victorian Age. By the 19th century, industrialization brought new prosperity, and with it, a yearning for family-centered traditions. Authors like Charles Dickens captured this spirit in works like A Christmas Carol, reminding people of the holiday's values: generosity, compassion, and joy. Think about it. Without Dickens, would Scrooge even be a thing? This period also introduced many of the traditions we cherish today: Christmas cards, stockings, and yes, the Christmas tree, a custom brought to England by Prince Albert, the German husband of Queen Victoria. But what about the jolly man in red? Let's unwrap the fascinating evolution of Santa Claus. Part 5. The Rise of Santa Claus. Santa Claus has his roots in St. Nicholas, a 4th century bishop known for his generosity. Over centuries, this figure merged with folklore to become Sinterklaas in the Netherlands and eventually Santa Claus in America. But here's a fun twist. Santa's red suit? That's thanks to Coca-Cola. Well, partially. Their 1930s ads popularized the image of the Santa we know today. From chimney antics to reindeer sleighs, Santa embodies the magic and wonder of Christmas. a figure that has enchanted generations worldwide. But Christmas isn't just about one man or one tradition. Let's explore how different cultures celebrate this global holiday. Part 6. Global Christmas Traditions. From Italy's Feast of the Seven Fishes to Japan's quirky love of Kentucky Fried Chicken, Christmas takes on unique forms worldwide. In Mexico, Las Posadas reenacts Mary and Joseph's journey, while in Germany, Christmas markets bring communities together with warmth and cheer. Did you know Australians celebrate Christmas in the middle of summer? Imagine caroling in flip-flops by the beach. These traditions remind us that while the forms of celebration differ, the heart of Christmas, connection, generosity, and joy, remains universal. Conclusion: the spirit of Christmas. The history of Christmas is a story of transformation, a holiday shaped by centuries of traditions, challenges, and innovations. But at its core, Christmas has always been about one thing: bringing people together. Whether you celebrate with family, friends, or in quiet reflection, remember that you are part of a legacy that stretches back through history. And in the spirit of Christmas, let's carry forward its timeless message: hope, love, and light for all. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time. If this video inspired you, share it with someone you care about. And from all of us here, happy holidays.